So at this point, really, that Henry Plantagenet comes onto the scene. The young, very young, sort of about 18, 19-year-old son of Matilda. And his dad dies. Geoffrey Plantagenet dies. And so now, even though he's young, he's sort of thrust onto the stage of history. He's sort of the prime male actor in the Angevin faction now. Earl Robert has died, and then Geoffrey, his dad, has died. It's now him. He's the dude. And he comes over to England, and he comes over, and there's a couple of engagements he has with Stephen, and one of them is at Wallingford, and he wins at Wallingford. And
was Henry by this point already quite a promising warrior?
Well, he hasn't got much of a track record yet, but it seems like he had a force of character. Yeah, he was able to step up to the plate. I mean, just that takes a fair bit of character or personality, I would have thought. But when his dad dies, he gets all these titles. He becomes Duke of Normandy, Count of Anjou, and Count of Touraine and Maine, and I think some other smaller places as well. But yeah, Stephen was Count of Blois, but he also had many titles. He was also the Count of Mortain. He also held the lordship of Lancaster and Ayr. And after he got married, he effectively inherited part of his wife's fief, or his wife's holdings, which was Boulogne. So he had a string of things as well. Churchill says that, just that this is a whole standalone sentence in Churchill, Henry Plantagenet was born to empire. And it seems that he just had like this golden star. He was like the right guy at the right place, all the stars aligned. It was like this sort of shining career that he was sort of, all the things lined up perfectly for him, really. He inherits all these lands. He goes over and he's able to do what so many kings of England are able to do, is pop over, win a battle. Henry IV did it. Henry VII did it. Obviously, William the Conqueror, Rufus did it. Stephen did it. There's even more examples. And then to add to all this glory, he as a young man, he's unmarried. He needs to find a wife. And he marries, he steals the wife of the King of France.
She was like several years older than Henry Plantagenet, right?
Yeah, so he was 19 and she was 30 odd.
Wow.
We don't know exactly her age, because sometimes this period we don't know the exact year. I mean, we don't know the exact year Stalin was born, so to not know the exact year when Eleanor of Aquitaine was born, but they think he was 19 and she was 30. Yeah. And she was married to the King Louis VII of France, who was apparently, undersexed. Yeah. She said she'd married a monk, more of a monk than a king.
And he was a lot older, right?
And he was older than her, yeah. But yeah, and apparently they actually, it was like hot and steamy, they actually fell in love. Right. And because it's always remarked upon, isn't it, when that happens? They're like, it is a political marriage, a great one, a massive one, but also they seem to genuinely like each other and love each other and be really into each other,
Well, they're both quite good looking as well.
I think so, yeah.
And they both got huge, she's got huge lands as well.
Well, that was the exact same thing as come. So he's got sort of Normandy and Anjou and Touraine and Maine and the Kingdom of England. But she is the actual full inheritor of the Aquitaine, of the Duchy of Aquitaine, sometimes heard it pronounced Aquitaine, which stretches from the Pyrenees to up into the Loire Valley. So it's a massive tract of southern and central France.
Including, and it used to be called like l'Occitan, right? Or in French it was called.
Possibly, yeah.
Well, it included the Occitan areas where they spoke that other language.
Yeah, they had like their own sort of dialect, their own version of French, I think. Yeah. And Gascony is around there, isn't it? It's in that, Gascony is in that region, which in the later period is, claimed by the kings of England as well. Like Edward the Third already has a long tradition of claiming it. And well, we're getting into later reigns, but in the time of Henry II and John and Richard, Gascony is fought over, and by the time of Edward III, even later period, he's like, well, we used to own Gascony as well. But anyway, this is when the kings of the crown of England first sort of lays claim over Aquitaine and the big chunks of southern and central France.
Let it go for now.
I can't. It's not so hard. Try saying after me. John wins, I lose. And what if John died? No one is there! Why wasn't there? A knife! He saw a knife!
Of course he has a knife. He always has a knife. We all have knives. It's 1183 and we're barbarians. How clear we make it. Oh, my piglets, we are the origins of war. Not history's forces, nor the times, nor justice, nor the lack of it, nor causes, nor religions, nor ideas, nor kinds of government, nor any other thing. We are the killers. We breed wars. We carry it like syphilis inside. Dead bodies rot in field and stream because the living ones are rotten. For the love of God, can't we love one another just a little? That's how peace begins. We have so much to love each other for. We have such possibilities, my children.